So hello friends, our today's video which is ORM tools and JPA. So basically first of all, what exactly the ORM? ORM stands for Object Relational Mapping. So basically in that object relation mapping, it uses to map our Java objects into a database. That means the what is exactly the communication between the Java objects and how they manage and storing the objects into form of tables in whatever the we are using an SQL or Oracle. What type of database it is not matter. It just provides a tool and provides some functionality that uses to store Java objects to the database. And in that there are some tools which is available, which are we can say the Hibernate, iBetis or MyBetis, and also we can say the Eclipse, JPA. These are some common tools which are provided by ORM. So basically in that Hibernate, which is the most powerful tools, which is the most commonly used in all the Spring related projects, and how they manage the store the objects of that Java which is present in that project, and it manages to the database and it communicates all. So basically in that Hibernate is most used, and one of the most we can say that MyBetis is also it is a famous for flexibility and efficiency of the code and simplicity of that particular objects. So these are some common OMR tools which we are using in that. So the our next point, which is JPA. So basically in first of all the object relational mapping, ORM, in that Spring does all the connectivity. That means our objects are converted into a tables form. So basically it will be doing by Spring for us, and we just focus on that business logic, what exactly the business logic which is available in that program. We just focus on that. So whatever the object creation and storing the data using the ORM's tool, so it works already as the Spring does all works for us. So our next point, which is the JPA. So basically in that JPA is nothing but the Java persistent API. So basically we can get the persistent. That means our we are using that ORM tools. So it is provide a standardized way to perform or specification for that object relational mapping frameworks. So these are the ORM tools. For that implementation, or the JPA provides the specified way, or we can say it act as a bridge between the OMR and our database, whatever exactly, and our Java objects and our database. For example, we are suppose that MySQL. So the communication between that and whatever the tools we are using that, for example, we are using Hibernate. So the communication between that, it is performed on the our JPA. So basically in that JPA there are some entity based entity managers, and we can say the annotations we are using in that. So basically whatever the we are using the creating our class for the bin, and the entity at the entity annotations we have to put on that class. So basically in that JPA class does all that functionalities to create objects and store in the database format. So basically for suppose in the scenario our future, our projects is fully based on our Hibernate tools. So in future we don't want Hibernate tools, we want iBetis or MyBetis tools. So basically for that scenario, if we don't use the JPA, then we are tightly coupled on the Hibernate. So for that change into iBetis tools, so we have to change our all source code. That means whenever we are changing in that Hibernate tools, so it reflects on our actual code in present in that Java. So basically to avoid this we are using the JPA. So that's why JPA act as a bridge between that. So in future we are, if we want to, if we don't want to use Hibernate, and we have to use iBetis or MyBetis, or we can say the Eclipse JPA. So basically in that scenario, we just have to change actual the dependency whatever the inject in our JPA classes or these entity classes. We just change on that dependency, and we just put on the dependency of iBetis or whatever the tools we have to implement. We just put on that dependencies. So without changing our actual source code of that projects, we have access to choose our database, that database or ORM tools in our futures. So these are some common benefits of that JPA. So for our projects, we have to use our JPA and to make flexible in our projects. So that's all from my side. Thank you.